Thank you for joining me. In this week's episode of the Black Money Traders Weekly Market Recap, I will review this week's market direction and give you a few ideas on how to trade the current market action, including a few examples. I will also do a market analysis of the current conditions and what we can expect next week. So let's get to it. Okay, let's get started with the world corona numbers as of Sunday today, April the 5th. So for the numbers worldwide, we're at about 1,272,115. The US has a whopping 337,072. Canada has 15,756. So as you can see here, this chart is still going and going and going. And here's your daily increases, so 101,000 or so for today. So quarter one ended midweek, pretty much like a train wreck. So here's some of the numbers. The S&P fell just over 20%. Oil fell close to 70%, but gained towards the end of the week. So for more on that, see my oil special report video, which will be out sometime this week. The 10-year Treasury yield fell for the first time ever below 1%. Energy stocks and financials fell over 30%. Small caps got destroyed, with the Russell falling 31%. And unemployment in the US hit an all-time one-week high of 3.5 million applications. Let's have a look at a chart here for how some of the country ETFs closed out in quarter one. The United States down 19.5%, Canada down 27.1%, Chile 35.1%, Brazil, wow, down 50.4%. So that just gives you a basic idea of how quarter one ended. So let's have a look at the market charts. So here's the chart for the S&P. So if you remember last week, we were into this upward trend line here. We had broken the downward trend line here, and we started on a leg up. And I expected it to sort of roll over, which it started to and has done. So we kind of figured there was some support here, and it's sort of bouncing along there. So my hope for next week is it will bounce off and it will continue up, which will give us that rising bottom. Okay, the Dow very much the same. We did break this small upward trend line and came back down, but again, just like the spider there, there is some support here. So hopefully it will bounce off that and continue its legs up. Same with this chart here. So they all seem very, very similar. Even the TSX, again, the same. Sharp downward trend line, broke down here, and then we're starting, hopefully, to form a rising bottom. So let's hope that it continues up. The volatility index, we're in a downward trend here. So if we can keep that up, then hopefully there will be some more optimism in the market. So continuing to next week, it looks as though over the weekend talks for oil has broken down. So we could see the energy market come down early part of next week. So again, it still remains to be a short-term traders market. So keep your trades short, a day, maybe 2 days. Make sure you're using stop losses. Watch the market when you can, and I wouldn't be holding long anything for the next couple of weeks. As always, if you have any questions, please leave comments in the video below, and like and share with your friends, and trade well. Thank you very much.